Hey, welcome back everybody to this final episode of our series on how to make a rock song. In today's video, we are going to finalize our song and get it ready to upload it to the digital platforms. Coming up next. If this is the first time you're visiting this channel, just to tell you a little bit about what this is about, what I'm doing is basically documenting the production process of a song from start to finish. This is actually the last video of the whole series I have been working on lately, so you can go ahead and click on the link that's above here and it will take you to the first video of the mixing series. If you haven't done so yet, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notifications so that YouTube lets you know every time we have new content on this channel. And now, without further ado, let's jump into Pro Tools and get our song ready to upload it to the digital platforms. So what I have here is I deactivated all of the tracks of our session. I bounced the mix and I have the bounced file here. As you can see, I did a pretty nice fade at the end, the way I like it, which is in S shape. And I also did a few things. Before we begin, I want to tell you a few things that I did to the mix. So the first time that I bounced the file, I realized that the mix bus automation that I had made was pretty rough. So I had to tame it a little bit. So instead of going down 2 decibels, I decided to go down just 1 decibel and make it a little smooth the transition a little bit more, so it wouldn't be so noticeable because it was just not sounding natural. I also realized that some automation that I did for the synths and the guitars in some parts of the song were also very abrupt. So I had to reduce the, just tame that level changes as well for the guitars in the chorus and the synth in the final pre-chorus right after the soft bridge of the song. So that's what I did previously. I was also listening to the reference mixes to my playlist in Spotify and just making sure what I wanted to see is if, for example, is my song, is it comparable, like in average, with the songs that I have in my list? For example, is it too bassy or is it maybe too dark? Do I need to increase the presence a little bit, the high end of the song, or the mid range, how it is sounding in general terms? So that's what I was trying to figure out, and then I started working with what I'm going to show you guys today, which is Ozone. This is the software that I use to finalize the track. Now, there's a newer version. I'm working with version 7 here. Also, I wouldn't call this like a mastering process per se. The way I see this, for me, is like a finalizing step. All I do is get the song ready to upload it to the digital platforms, and particularly for Spotify, what they require the song is that it should be at -14 LUFs. So I have my meters here set to LUFs, as you will see. And when I start playing the song, let's listen to the chorus, to the long chorus here. It is pretty much around -16 LUFs, and bring it up to -14 LUFs is not, in my opinion, like such a big deal. I'm not an expert in mastering, but what I do is just try to get to that level. Pretty much that's what I do. And in the past, things were different. The idea was to get the song to sound as loud as possible without breaking up. So without, sounding horrible, basically. And there are a lot of tools, and you can actually do this here in Ozone, and you may need to do that if you are going to maybe play your song on the radio. I don't know if they normalize or not, but that's the way it used to be. Also for a CD, the idea was to get the song, to sound pretty loud. So That's not the case here, because if your song is above minus 14 LUFs, what Spotify is going to do is they will bring down the volume pretty much of your song, or the loudness of your song, so that it matches the minus 14 LUFs. I know there's also science behind it, or there may be some method to make it sound loud and also comply with those minus 14 LUFs, but that's not what I'm looking, and that's what I'm after right now. I just want to finalize it, get it to a nice level, and I've been using Ozone to do this for a long time. So the way I do it is, I have already done it. I don't want to do it like live as I used to in the previous episode, because it would take me. I don't want to do a 30-minute video again. And I can just show you the way I do it in a more summarized manner. So the way I do it is, I start with this is empty, with an empty plugin here, Ozone plugin. And what I do is, after I listen, or while I also listen and compare with the songs in my playlist, I start listening to the song, and I start browsing and listening to these presets. So in my process, what I did is, I found 3 presets that I liked, and I compared. I had 3 tracks of the same song with the plugin, and they all have the 3 of them, each one of them had a different preset, and I compared each one of them to see which one I liked the most. I thought would sound better, and the one that I liked is this one, that is called Warm and Transparent. This is the initial plugin that I liked. I liked the way the song sounded with this preset. I'm sorry, not plugin, but preset. Because one thing that I saw when I was comparing and listening to the song is that my song was lacking a little bit bass, but particularly I thought it was a little dark, so it needed some help in this area here, and this is what this preset was pretty much doing. It is also adding compression, and it is also adding a maximizer. But as I was saying, I don't need this to be. But you know what? I actually need it. I'm going to fix this right away. But I don't need this to be to go to a loudness war. So I removed the maximizer, and I added other modules that I wanted to have. For example, I added the imager, which what it does is it expands the stereo field of your song. And I started browsing different presets here until I found one that I liked. And the one that I liked particularly for this song was, I think it was this one, open mid-range. Yeah, just to add an emphasis and to the mid-range. And what this is doing is it is keeping the center in the middle. The mid-range, it is widening up the mid-range, and then the high frequencies, not too much, just a little bit. And then I added this module here, which is an exciter, and this is just to add coloration to the song. In that same process, I listened to different presets here. This is the one that I liked, and I left it, and that's it. That's all I did. Then I listened to the song again, and I thought it needed, a few adjustments here in the, the EQ, maybe a little bit more bright around this region. So I that's the only change that I did. I have already a preset here with what I did to the song. This is the end result. I did a little boost here around these frequencies, 3K, something like that. And I increased, I think, a little bit more these high shelf. Then I also, for the compressor, because it was compressing the high frequencies, and maybe I added a little bit of gain again. It's not doing that much gain reduction, but still I added a little bit of gain compensation here. Imager, exciter, that's it. Then I was comparing this sound, the way it is sounding right now, to my playlist, and I thought, at least to my ears, it is comparable. And in general terms, the level of the lows, mids, and highs comparable, and I like the way it sounds. The compressor glued together a little bit more the song, and the imager does something interesting to mid-range. Is very subtle, but I liked it. Same thing with the exciter. Okay, so that's the process that I follow. Let's listen to a before and after. This is without it.
La vida que siempre busqué, la vida que siempre anhelé tener, la vida que siempre busqué es Jesús, solo Él es el Rey del amor.
It's pretty, it's punchier, I think. So something else that I have to do is I have to set up a ceiling of -1 decibels. Let me see that.
La vida que siempre busqué, la vida que siempre anhelé tener, la vida que siempre busqué es Jesús, solo Él es el Rey del amor, del amor, del amor, del amor, del tomaste de la mano cuando estaba en el piso.
Yeah, so this is something that is an additional requirement for these platforms. They require a true peak limit of -1 decibel, if I'm not mistaken. So I had forgotten about it. Thankfully, I remembered. But yeah, this is it. I'm actually going to save this. But this is what I'm going to do. This is my process to finalize the song. Just try to get to -14 LUFs. Here I'm above -14 LUFs, but it's not that much. To me, it's fine. I'm sure that they will bring it down to -14. But the way it is sounding to me, that's the way I like it. So yeah, that's it. That's my process. I'm just going to bounce the song and leave it so you guys can hear the final result after all of this time. By the way, thank you for coming along with me in this journey. It's pretty awesome to be able to share this with you guys and also learn from your comments and your questions that have helped me dig a little bit more and research and think a little bit more about all of this we're doing. So stay tuned for the next series. There's a bunch of things new that I want to share with you guys. So, but this is it. This is just my process of finalizing, not mastering. I wouldn't say mastering, but to finalize the song and get it ready to upload it to the digital platforms. Now, yeah, this would be it. Okay, so we are finally done with the song. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about the process that I followed, about my method for getting the song ready to upload. As always, I'm very interested in learning from your ideas as well. If you were able to learn something or take something out of this video, please don't forget to hit that like button. That way you will be supporting this channel and we can continue creating content. As I have been telling you, this channel is about music production. So in the next episode, we will start a new series, a whole new series, and document the production process of a new song. So stay tuned to the channel, don't miss it out, and I will see you guys on the next episode. But before I say goodbye, here is the final song so you can check out the final result of this whole series. So here it goes. Bye.
Intenté encontrarte en fama, sexo, drogas y rock and roll. Te busqué sin rumbo, sin dirección, sin saber dónde ir, me entregué. tomaste de la mano cuando estaba en el piso y me enseñaste cómo volver a empezar. Caminaste a mi lado, un paso a la vez. Ya no vivo en tinieblas, ahora puedo ver